Alright folks, welcome back to the channel. Today's adventure, I'm going to get the kayak down here in Old Forge and paddle up to First Lake. And I found an interesting little tidbit about First Lake. Wait till you hear this one. It's pretty good. At least I think so. So this is First Lake, and it is a lake. It's a pretty good sized body of water. There is a lot of activity today, from fishing to pontoon boats to kayaks and a few canoes. So First Lake is the first lake in the Fulton chain of lakes and was formed by damming up the Moose River in Old Forge. There is a lot of camps and houses, and I bet you Airbnbs and VRBOs all on the shores of this lake. And yeah, it's bigger than I thought it was going to be. This is my first time on it. But yeah, looking at the history of this area, I found something I found pretty interesting. I found a fella named Joseph Young, who was a land developer and developed Hollywood, Florida. And hopefully you can hear me over whatever they're doing over here. I mean, that's been constant now for the last probably 30 minutes. But anyways, he wanted to develop Hollywood Hills on First Lake here in Old Forge. So in 1928, he purchased 17,000 acres of land on First Lake here. And since a road was being built from Old Forge to First Lake, he envisioned a fine hotel that, when completed, buses would bring guests and prospective investors who would stay here for several days. Work started on the new Hollywood Hills Hotel. The building was 320 feet long, 2 and 3 stories high, and had a completion date of summer of 1934. But Joseph Young died in his winter home down in Hollywood, Florida on February 26, 1934. But as planned, in July of 1934, the Hollywood Hills Hotel officially opened with a formal dinner. But it wasn't that hotel that I found was interesting, but the neat history that I found associated with that Hollywood Hills Hotel was where a famous entertainer got his start. So just like it is today, the summer jobs are abundant, and it was just like that back then. And these hotels needed people to come work. So they brought teens from New York City and the surrounding areas to work here for the summer. And one of those teens who was working as a busboy at the old Hollywood Hills Hotel, one weekend when the scheduled entertainment failed to arrive, they asked him to perform, and that teen was comedian Don Rickles. It turns out that summer job in the Adirondacks helped launch one of the most legendary comics career ever. And I remember watching Don Rickles growing up, and you know, I was young when Ronald Reagan was president, and I can remember him imitating and picking on at the president's dinner there, and he was funny to watch. And you know, that's the old time comedians. They made fun of people and they had a good time, and you got to laugh at yourself. But yeah, Don Rickles got his start here on First Lake in the Adirondacks. That's pretty neat, I thought, when I read that. Alright folks, you watched all the way through. Thanks for that. If you liked the video, make sure to give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, click the subscribe button down below. Continue to follow the adventure. And remember, folks, tomorrow is no guarantee for any one of us. So disconnect from that Wi-Fi, connect to this out here. You won't be disappointed.